Do I feel good today? What is up, DTL Universe? Welcome into your daily sports and sports betting brand of record. We are live every single weekday on Stadium, wherever you find them. Amazon Prime Video. I got the big screen on right next to me right now. How about Roku TV, YouTube TV, the Stadium app? You find my crew absolutely everywhere. And for all you degenerates out there, you know you can watch on our YouTube channel every single show. Now, as always, we are the most transparent show in sports betting as well. Yesterday, not a bad day at the brand. We will take 8-4 on that screen any day of the week because that's simply how we get down. Now, you guys know, maybe I have a little bit of extra energy today. Why? Because it is Rant Wednesday here at DTL. Hopefully, you guys all woke up and you're like, I need to go off on something or somebody today, and my crew absolutely does. We have so much content here at DTL. You got to subscribe. You got to turn on your notifications because we have shows literally everywhere, including our brand new DTL, the podcast. There you see right there, the schedule. It's absolutely bananas. It's bananas. But every single day, the audio drops around 2. And for you premium members, join right now. You get the video of the Fresh podcast every single day in your feed. Now, my partner, the man I can't do it without, he's working overtime this week. Producer man's on vacation. Give it up. He has made it from McDonald's and the drive-thru all the way back into the friendly confines. Good morning, AB.
Morning, Coach. Good morning, crew. Yep, made it. Steak, egg, and cheese bagels they were fantastic. We're gonna have to go hit that McChicken Big Mac today.
What, a McChicken Big Mac? I saw that in the chat. I was like, that can't be a real thing.
Yeah, it's a real thing. Yeah, it's a real thing. And I watched old boy that's doing the sign, like with the words. He was putting it up yesterday. You got the poll, and you got to do it letter by letter. Our man was efforting yesterday. I was proud of him.
By the way, shout out to the brand new, I see it in the chat, Utah hockey team. They win their first game, team total over. NHL is off and running. And AB, we got a new team, and we're going to be all over the odds here on the show throughout the season as well. Yes?
Yep. Can't wait. Hey, we spelled or said Kachuk, whatever his name is. See, we got that right yesterday. So that's a good start.
Yeah. All right. What would Howie Schwab have said if he saw the word Kachuk? Who knows? He would have said it's an F day. But today, we've got 4 big playoff games. What are our choices, AB?
Yeah, he would have cursed at that one. But he would have said, look, we're going to roll with 4 options in Major League Baseball. Going Guardians, Tigers over 7. Phillies, Mets over 7.5. Yankees, Royals over 8. Or Dodgers, Padres over 8. Polls in the chat. Vote now. Update as we always do at the end of the show.
Last night, both games, Mets barely got over that 7.5, but they got there. And so both games went to the over. 6-5 for the Dodgers and the Padres. AB, they had that in the 3rd inning, and then no more runs the entire game. It was kind of banana land out here. It really was.
Man. It was. Really was. Playoff baseball, you never know what you're going to get.
You never know. But I know what we're going to get today. 4, and we're going to get Rant, and one of our very special crew members is back. So, AB, if you don't mind, it's time for the picks. Oh, yes, we go 5 wide on a Wednesday, and there is no disputing who gets our 15 seconds today. Bottom left, ladies and gentlemen, back. And he's got a new little one in the house. Don't even go after him for being tired or messing up or anything like that. The 15 seconds, the only 5-star chef in the game. Seabass, welcome back, sir.
Oh, well, Coach Crew, good morning. It's good to be back. Man, I'm tired. These 3 a.m. bottle feedings are kicking my ass. I'm about to propose a trade to the wife. Give me your 6 a.m. You take the 3, and I'll give you a conditional later on in the week. But, man, it's good to be back with you guys. Thank you. If I still got time left, DG went swept like the last 3 days. Give it over to DG.
Wow. Handing it over to our man live from Memphis, Tennessee. DG, what's good?
What's up? Good morning, Coach. Good morning, crew. Listen, we're on a 11-play streak now. It's probably going to end because we're talking about it, so I've tried to be as quiet as possible. But I do have my new Indiana hat on. Got to rep my Hoosiers, even though they're on a off week.
Wow. Did you actually go to Indiana, or they're just your team for picking and cashing all year?
I'm a complete bandwagon fan this year.
Hey,
Coach, let me say this real quick.
Yes.
He's been DG was the first one on this Indiana cover trade. First one. All right. I had 3 people text me separate of each other. They don't even know each other. And they were like, I'm riding with DG on Indiana. He's already paying bills for me. So yeah, shout out on that. Apparently,
AB, even the man upstairs is riding with DG, because in the chat, Lord says DG. Man, you're getting God to text at you too. That's next level right there. Next level.
Hey, I like to see all the good boys and girls up there watching as well. Well, that's what we like.
They're hanging out with Howie every single day. You know what I mean? Hanging out with Howie. All right, finally, he is our numbers guy, and he literally, I wish you guys were on our emails, our text chains. He never stops working for the crew. Rafael Esparza, good morning, sir.
Morning, Coach. Good morning, crew. DG stay hot. Seabass, take a nap. Coach, take a nap. We all need to take a nap because the dog days are here of football. College basketball starts next month. The NBA in a couple of weeks. Oh, man, I'm never going to get some sleep.
Oh, you thought you were slowing down? Somebody told you were going to slow down? Now, I told you we're growing. I told you the brand's growing. How about Robert in the chat? He says, I'm watching the show live on a flight from LAX to Dallas. Let's go. Robert, shout out to you at 37,000 feet. Amazing where you can watch us now. The platforms, the people, but you come here at the top of the show for one thing and one thing only, and that's the picks. And DG, since you got this streak going, big boy, I don't want to pop the balloon, but you can start us off. What do we got today?
Yeah, we're going to go to George Kittle here. And I know it's a Thursday night game, so we're going to a little bit of a look ahead. But George Kittle here, Seattle allows the 5th most yards to a tight end position. Kittle 2 of 4 on the season covering this. But if you look at this number, he's had 40-plus receiving yards in every game this season. It's not much of a variable there. So we're going to go George Kittle over 47.5 receiving yards at minus 113. And then this is the game of the night, and it's a game that I'm loving. But it's going to be New Mexico State and Jacksonville State, both teams to score in the first quarter. It's on DraftKings, and it's at plus 155. If you're looking for MGM, they do have 3+ in the first quarter. But Jacksonville State sucks at defense, great on offense. They're going to allow some points here.
They really, really do. And if you're new or you just didn't watch for a couple of days, there is a football game, college or pro, every single day until the end of November, and DG will be all over it. That's the only game tonight. Tomorrow, there's actually 3 college games on Thursday night, and that's when the 49ers play the Seahawks. That's when you can catch the George Kittle play. DG, great start by you. All right, Seabass, coming over to you, big boy, because you're going hockey, which I love. We need to do hockey, and also you're locked in on the college football game as well. You're up.
Coach, with one college football game on tonight, you got to go there. I'm going to follow up with what DG said. Jacksonville State, they've got a good offense. They've gone over 20.5 points in the first half. 2 of their 5 games this year, both of those were at home. They also put up 14 on the road in the first half against Louisville. New Mexico State has given up over 20 points in 3 of their last 5 games, 2 of those of which were on the road. So give me Jacksonville State, first half team total over 20.5. And then the Canucks. They're a big favorite tonight at home against Calgary. I took this on a 3-way money line. That's going to reduce the odds a little bit. I think they're minus 185 to win the game. This has got to be in regulation. If it's a tie at the end of regulation, they go to overtime, the bet loses. But they're returning all of their top goal scorers. They were 7th in goals for and 5th against goals allowed, while Calgary was 20th and 23rd in those categories. Last year, Vancouver beat them 3 games out of 4. None of them went to overtime.
Yeah, really smart, educate, and entertain. For those of you, this is kind of like soccer. So it brings the number down, but they have to win the game. It's unlike the draw no bet line or going down. When you bet this, they have to win the game in regulation. A tie does not give you your money back, but you get a much better number. Smart, Seabass, smart. AB, we all know, it's not a secret, that you weren't like the best student in high school or grade school, right? We know that.
Okay,
right?
You got college to that one too.
Well, apparently I didn't know that Brian was a teacher. So one of our OGs says, I should put the show on the big screen in class and teach them how to tail DG and make money. Now, that's real econ knowledge, if you ask me.
It absolutely is. Look, these are the things that we need to be teaching, all right? This, how to pay a mortgage. All right, now I'm going to stop there because no one wants my opinion on what we should be doing in school, considering I wasn't good and I don't have kids. But other than that, Brian, I'm with you.
Well, you and Raphael, you ride on the same train. No little ones walking around. But the other three of us have plenty for the both of you. All right, AB, let me come right back to you because you got several plays today, and I would love for you to educate, entertain me on all of these, sir.
Absolutely, Coach. All right, so let's start baseball here. First off, Phillies Mets, both teams scored 3+ runs at +110. Don't hate the over if that's how you want to get down with it. This is going to be a game featuring two pitchers who are pretty good ERA-wise, but these both opposite hitters, like they know them very, very well. There are a lot of hitters today with great historicals. Love runs in this one. All right, the next two plays, I want you to take a look here. DraftKings has a new bet that just dropped last night. We are the first show that has these bets ready to go, okay? And this is what we have. Guardians, Tigers. All right, 2+ home runs at +115. Doesn't matter who it is. Doesn't matter which team it is, all right? Just get over 1.5 home runs plus money. Yankees, Royals, same deal. We just need 2 home runs in the game at -120. And then college football, going ahead and looking ahead to this weekend, Stanford, Notre Dame, over 45.5. Notre Dame has been on fire since they dropped one earlier this year and scoring points left and right. And these two teams do not like each other. This is a rivalry that goes back long time. Notre Dame will score a ton of points. And then Florida, Tennessee, first quarter over 12.5, -115. Tennessee literally lost the game last week because they just did not attempt anything offensively. Yeah, that's going to change this weekend. However, Florida has owned Tennessee for a long time. Florida beat Tennessee last year. Florida will score points too. Take the over 12.5 in the first quarter.
Let that just wash over you for a second. Just feel it. And I'll ask you one very simple question here in the A block, as we call it in TV. Do you want to do the work? I didn't think so. Just write it down, play it, cash it, listen. College football look ahead coming up at the bottom of the hour right here on DTL on Wednesdays after our rants. Now, Raphael, big boy. Roger in the chat says, how does a guy get 6 runs in the second and not tack on any of the more innings? Hey, that's playoff baseball, big boy, but you're going to Kansas City tonight. You're going to my old stomping grounds. You're going to the Royals, and you think they get the job done. Give me your 3.
They get the job done, but I'm just shocked at how the AB not have a splitter with all those plays. But that's another story. I'm going to take the Royals on the Royals even money. Make sure you get the even money. If it's -105 or anything like that, which we might see later on today, maybe downgrade your bet. Make sure you get that plus money. They haven't played a home game since September 22nd. 10 straight road games. They haven't been in the playoffs, a playoff game at home in 9 years. You don't think this crowd's going to be pumped up? I want that even money. I was hoping to get +105. I want that even money on the Royals. And then the Royals team total alternate. That's right, alternate over 4.5 +155. I think they score 5 runs tonight. I think they get to Schmidt, who struggles on the road, and his last 2 playoff games, his ERA is over 12. I'm taking that easily.
Boom and boom. Do you know who on this panel, on this crew, was at the last playoff home game for the Kansas City Chiefs? Your boy. You're damn right I was there. Covered both World Series, getting the job done. And my boys are getting it done this morning. We're just getting started here on Stadium. Coming up, we've got a new lead, a new favorite to be the new head coach of the New York Jets. We educate and entertain next. We're live on a Wednesday on Stadium. All right, for all of you degenerates out there, we continue on here on our YouTube page. And AB, we do have a topic with Bill Belichick coming up, but his old squad, the Patriots, have officially made a move, and Drake May has been announced as the new starting quarterback for New England. Is it too soon to make a change, or did this have to happen?
I think it had to happen. I think everybody's ready for it. I think Drake May's had enough time. And we're only one quarterback away now from the Joe Milton III experience up there in New England. But nah, man. I mean, I get it. Move to the kid. If he's ready to go, he's ready to go. Jacoby wasn't great, but you did your job, man. You bought time for him.
This kid can sling it, Seabass, and he's getting ready to have the whole enchilada now.
Yeah, I'm actually a little surprised by this. I mean, I don't know, surprised, but there's still a chance for them to win the AFC East. It's not like there's no runaway team here. So I get the offense has struggled. They haven't really put up points. So I guess now better than never, better late than never.
Yeah, we got you. We got you covered on that. DG, let me come over to you because this is the one division. They're only 2 games out, even though they're 1-4.
Yeah, it's best to let this guy cook a little bit and let him get used to his receivers because you're not going to be good this year. And your only hope is to let this guy, develop into a really good quarterback. You have to have a good quarterback to win the league. That's just understood.
That may be a little part of my rant coming up in about 20 minutes, Raphael. This kid has talent, but it changes when you go from North Carolina to the big show.
Yeah, he has talent, and yeah, let's get used to the wide receivers, but he's not going to see his wide receivers because that offensive line is horrendous. He's going to be sacked more times than Watson over in Cleveland. I don't like this move. Let Jacoby take the sacks and let this guy come in later in the season when maybe some teams are resting. They'll get rest for playoffs or they're already planning for their vacations. I don't like this move because that offensive line is worse than the Swiss cheese I bought for my Reuben later on tonight.
10 seconds, AB. You like that?
He's spot on. This offensive line is horrific. They play 8, 9, 10 different dudes. Not good for a young quarterback.
Okay. All right. Great takes by my guys. We have another take coming up right here out of the break. We're going to educate and entertain, and it's a big one. We are back live on Stadium in just 5 seconds. We are way more than just a sports betting show. We also like to talk sports in general. And sometimes when the topics come together, it's just a beautiful thing. Ladies and gentlemen, when you have a guy that actually makes the odds and he's on your crew, you get a little bit ahead of the game. Is it a fair fight? But I don't care because Raphael's on our squad. Now, here are the latest odds for the next head coach. Raphael, I'm going to start with you because you're our numbers guy and you're doing these all night long. Bill Belichick, a man who almost was a head coach 25 years ago. He's now doing commercials for Underdog Fantasy. He's on Monday Night Manningcast, but he's not been on the sidelines. Are these numbers correct?
They are correct, but the favorite is not correct. Bill Belichick is not going to the Jets. We had to put him, or I should say I had to put him as a favorite because the tickets are going to come in. That's how you hold percentage on future bets. Ben Johnson should actually be the favorite, or maybe Bobby Slowick from Houston, the offense coordinator. He can probably be the favorite. But you have to put the biggest name that's out there that's looking for a job next year as the favorite because the tickets are going to be flooding. He's got Jets history already. Bill Belichick, yeah, he's the favorite. He shouldn't be the favorite, but the tickets are already piling in on him at 2-1. Joe Brady, 11-1. That could be very interesting. But Ben Johnson, I think right now, should be the hard favorite at 6-1. It's a good bet, but we're still getting Belichick money probably as I speak right now.
I never knew that. You literally made me smarter in the last 30 seconds. So, AB, we've been all over Ben Johnson for a couple of years. Is he finally going to get his shot?
He could, but I'm going to disagree with Raphael on his own odds. And first off, Bill Belichick was the head coach of the Jets for one day. And if he would have stayed, all right, there was a guy coming in the draft, number 1 overall, by the name of Peyton Manning, that would have played for the New York Jets under Bill Belichick, and we might not have even heard of Tom Brady. The butterfly effect is real. But, Raphael, you know what's going to happen? You're going to have to get the technicalities out, all right, in the legal document because Bill Belichick, you're right, is not going to be the head coach. He's going to be the team president and general manager with Mike Vrabel as the head coach. That's how it's going to go down, and they both get back together and run it how they want to.
But think about this, though, AB. If you do that, you're still paying Robert Saleh. Let's say he makes $6 million a year. I don't know what he makes, but they're over 5. And now you're going to pay Belichick 10 plus, and then Mike Vrabel 10 plus to all. You're going to pay the head coaching spot $30 million or 25.
The owner owns Johnson & Johnson and Pfizer. He'll be fine.
All right, DG. I love the take from AB. Do you or do you not agree with it?
Why would Bill Belichick do this? Like, listen, I don't know if you've seen the side piece he's running around with. That seems a lot more fun than going and coaching the Jets. But, like, if you look at this just overall, the quarterback is old. And honestly, like, there's no way you would take over that Jet spot because who's coming out of the draft that's a good quarterback, or who are you going to go trade for? You can go trade for Deshaun Watson. Bill Belichick is not doing it. I do like Ben Johnson or Joe Brady as a sneaky candidate.
I think that DG's been married way too long, guys, because he doesn't understand the actual definition of the word side piece. Bill Belichick's not married, so it's just his girlfriend. That's all it is. Now,
You know.
His side piece is the game. That's why he's coming back.
He's married to the game.
God,
Married to the game, son.
My God. Seabass, come over to you. This is going in all different directions, which is why this is such a great topic. Your take.
I don't see Belichick being the head coach. I mean, he's got a pretty sweet gig hanging out with the Mannings every first quarter Monday night. Why would you want to give that up? I actually like Vrabel as the pick. I didn't realize, Coach, that you thought he's a $10 million a year coach, but maybe he is. But yeah, I definitely don't see Belichick as the coach there. I do like Vrabel. I think he did a pretty decent job there in Tennessee. Maybe you let me know if you think otherwise. But I think he's due for another one. That's the thing in the NFL. I mean, once you've been the head coach, you're going to be around. But I think the big key here is Aaron Rodgers. And is he going to have a LeBron-type say in who comes in? He's only really played with offensive-minded coaches, and I think that's what he wants, especially as we look at this offense struggle.
Couple of things. If you're a name, you're going to make $10 million now. That's kind of the new benchmark in the NFL. NBA coaches are making $18 million. Steve Kerr. Now, AB, let me bring it back over to you. That's a good question. I mean, you got Aaron Rodgers, who we know is not going to change his style for anybody. How do you think his voice matters in all of this?
Yeah, it matters for sure. They're going to listen to him, and him and Vrabel are boys. So there you go. They're the same age.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Raphael, let me come back over to you because we know now that guys like Aaron Rodgers or LeBron or maybe Mahomes, but he has such a different mentality than those other guys that you've got to think about the fact that you've got the rest of this year and then you have maybe 1 or 2 more years. So this decision could be paramount in their next 2 or 3 years of success.
Yeah, we're all talking about what the Jets are going to do, what the Jets are going to do. But what are the Cowboys going to do? What are the Raiders going to do that can say, hey, you know what, Belichick, come over here. We have big checkbooks as well. I just think there's better situations. I agree. I don't know if I'm Belichick. I don't want to go to that Aaron Rodgers headache. If he's going to come, how many years, how old is he going to be? I don't want that. I'd rather go to the Cowboys or to the Raiders if I'm Bill Belichick.
There's a lot of things, DG, that AB brings up, that Raphael brings up. We're only looking at it from the one side. If you're sitting in Belichick's chair, I think he really enjoys the TV work that he's doing. Hell, he's doing underdog fantasy commercials with Bryson DeChambeau, for God's sakes. So he might be having a lot of fun. Now, he's not making $10 million, but he's made a ton of money, and maybe he does just want to be able to control his own schedule and not go back into the lab 8-9 months a year.
Yeah, I think that he's learning that you can do more outside of just coach and using a little bit of what people haven't seen. You're seeing that with the same thing of the Undertaker in a sense. Like, he didn't speak for so long. He had this gimmick that he lived behind, and now he's out doing all of this, and he's kind of, reaping the rewards. I think that's the same thing as Bill Belichick. Nobody heard a lot from him, and now they can't get enough. I think that's the direction he's going to go.
Omar said in the chat, Seabass, that Belichick needs to be on the Manning Cast every single week. I've told this story before. I was doing First Take, and they used to have the SEC coaches come through every summer. You guys remember when we used to do that? Mm-hmm. And Nick Saban was sitting there, and at a break, he's just talking. Like, I was like, this is one of the coolest cats ever. And he was telling me, he goes, yeah, my best friend, Bill. And I go, Bill who? He goes, Bill Belichick. He said, we're best friends. And back in the day, they used to sneak into Rolling Stones concerts and Van Halen concerts and Bon Jovi concerts. He goes, he's not what you think he is. It's all for show because he likes to mess with the media. Now we're seeing Seabass, the personality that Nick Saban told me about 15 years ago. Why would he want to not do that for the last, I mean, he's in his 60s. I mean, he might even be 70 at this point.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to. I mean, it literally looks like he's having a good time. And the same could be said for Saban. He's up there on the college game day cast, and he looks like he's having a good time too. And I think them being best friends kind of says a lot about both of their personalities when it came to the media and how they acted as head coaches. But being outside of that, for them, it was a 8 days out of 7 work week where they're literally sleeping in the office and living, breathing. The only thing they do is football because they want to win. Now they don't have to, and I think we get to see that, and I think it's fun. I don't know why they would want to go back after they've made the money that they've made, but money is money, right?
All right, we will continue to cover this as we go. We still got a lot to come up. We're going to do a little baseball now and then on the other side of the break. But let's start with what happened last night, AB, because today all 4 games are on tap in Major League Baseball. This is like a baseball playoff fan's dream. And you've got the Mets a chance to knock the Phillies out of the playoffs. Do they get it done today? There are the numbers according to DraftKings. And I got to tell you, that game in New York, it was electric last night. It was electric.
It was electric. Right now, here's the deal. All right, the Phillies, you're right. They're facing it. They're up against it. The Mets keep hitting, man. They just keep going. I'm fascinated to watch that game. The Padres, Fernando Tatis is just dropping bombs everywhere, but quietly, so is Mookie Betts. And we're not talking about him because the Padres, their entire team is mashing, but Mookie's been on a tear as well. Really, the question for me is the Guardians and Tigers. Are they going to score any runs today? Like, is it going to be another just low-scoring affair?
That is very, very true. We'll get to the American League in a second, but AB sets his tone very, very well, DG, because on the National League side of things, both of those games played last night. Both went to the over. The Mets barely, but it seems like both of those series, the guys are really starting to settle in and realizing this rivalry, it's kind of fun to play in.
Yeah, it is. And you're seeing a Mets team that's getting hotter and hotter, it seems. It's just depending on what these the starting pitchers can come out and do. When you see a starting pitcher come out and shove a little bit, then I think that's when you really get a dominant performance by a team. If not, honestly, if the Phillies can't get that today, then the Mets might run away with this series for sure.
Yeah, Guzzle Money says Ohtani needs to pitch. Wish he could, Raphael, but he needs to hit. They need to hit more. They scored 4 runs in 1 inning last night, and then that was it. Nothing else.
Yeah, it's just the same old Dodgers. They just have no starting pitching, and that's why the Padres are going to finish this series out. I love the Padres. I'll lay the -140. I say hurry up and grab it because we all know when undecided is pitching, it's not a good sign right now, and that's who's pitching for the Dodgers. Undecided. So I'll take the -140 on the Padres. They close this series out. Love San Diego right now, or Slam Diego.
AB, go.
Yeah, I really want to make just a quick point. Raphael brought it up. Remember, this is a best-of-5 series, not 7. So the first 1 to 3 wins gets the job done.
That's very,
Thanks, AB.
very important. 30 seconds for you, Seabass. Mark just announced in the chat the Dodgers have announced that this will be a bullpen game. That means they're relying on the bats if it's going to be a bullpen game today.
Bullpen game, great for them. Bad for me. I'm just going to go ahead and say I'm still reeling and upset for last night that Max Muncy couldn't get on base and cost me a 5-pick prize pick slip. Luckily, I hedged though, DG, so I can still buy formula this week.
Wow, that would have been a big difference for prize picks.
Yeah.
We have another one coming up on Friday. AB makes those incredible graphics. So prize picks. You know you're on the line right now. Don't make Seabass and Soupy and AB. Don't make us slam it down. Just give us a call. We can all work together. That's how it works. All right, we're going to do the American League on the other side. And also, you guys know what day it is. Call all your friends. Call your family. It's Rant Wednesday. It's time to get down. It is DTL Live on a Wednesday on Stadia. And we continue on, as always, through the breaks here on our YouTube channel. Gentlemen, NFL.com has come out with their newest power rankings. Here are the top 3 teams, 1, 2, and 3. I want to know if you guys agree or disagree. Vikings number 1, Chiefs number 2, and the Detroit Lions, AB, number 3. Is that the right order?
I can't hate it. Right now, the tough part is everyone has a different definition of power rankings, right? But just going off of what we've seen up to today, I don't see any way to disagree with those 3 teams in that order. Yeah, it was well done.
DG, what about you, bud?
Yeah, I don't know if I love Detroit just yet, but I honestly, if you want to put anything, I would put the Kansas City Chiefs ahead of the Vikings. The Vikings have had nothing to deal with so far really this season. And so you're talking about a Chiefs team who has, I know they're only going to get better. They're going to get some healthy players back, but the Vikings have had no turmoil at all this year.
They had no offense Sunday against the Jets. They used a pick 6, and they used Aaron Rodgers being horrible to get the job done. So, Seabass, let me come over to you. Should the Vikings be 1? Should the Lions be that high at number 3?
I'm just waiting for the Lions to lion and just fall off. Yeah, they're going to look really good probably till the end of the season, and we'll see what happens there. I don't know if I'm sold on Minnesota yet either. Sam Darnold, he's looking the best he ever has, but is he that guy? He's got no playoff experience. What is he going to do when they get down to the end of the season and they need wins? I just don't know. Kansas City defending champions. Yeah, we get it, coach. So I guess you got to by default put them up there, but yeah, I'm not sold on the whole thing.
Why am I taking strays? Damn, Seabass. Yeah, Raphael, your take.
Of course, Skull is number 1. They are perfect. No one knew they were going to be perfect. Sam Darnold does have playoff experience. He held that clipboard for San Francisco really nicely last year, so I would say he does have playoff experience. But it's got to be Minnesota number 1. I know Kansas City has a lot of turmoil, but we all knew Patrick Mahomes, the best quarterback in the league, was going to be in the top 3 in its rankings right now. They probably should have 1 or 2 losses, but I can't take Skull off of number 1.
All right. We are back on Stadium in 5 seconds. All right, we have crossed the bottom of the hour. Having a great day. Really good energy on today's show. DTL on Stadium, also simulcast on our YouTube channel. If you're just joining the show, and that live number just keeps going up and up and up. Thank you all so very much. You can find us anywhere Stadium is a Stadium app. WatchStadium.com, YouTube TV. How about Amazon Prime Video? On my left right now, all these 5 faces look glorious on Amazon Prime Video. Now, before the break, we hit on the National League Baseball Series. Coming up in about 4 minutes, we'll do Rant Wednesday, but we got to talk about the American League Series. And we do have a money line play on the Royals today, courtesy of my man Raphael. But these 2 series, when they came in, AB, it was kind of like the Yankees as the big brand, and then you got 3 teams from the same division. This hardly ever happens. Mathematically, it's almost impossible, but it has happened. And now the Royals have a chance, as they've retaken home field, to shock the world and potentially, after the next 2 nights, knock the Yankees out.
It's a massive game for both of these teams, the Yankees and the Royals. You're exactly right. If the Royals pick this one up, tomorrow is going to be electric. But let me say this. Go to that Guardians-Tigers game. You're going to get a bullpen game up there as well, okay? Cleveland has not been hitting at all. And we've been in Cleveland the first 2 games. This is the first one in Detroit. It is going to be out of control today. Tigers fans are going to be on fire going up against the Guardians bullpen for 9 innings. Team totals at 3.5. Woo.
I didn't even think about that at all. There was a time in Detroit, I kid you not, we flew in on a Saturday and for a pay-per-view, WWE pay-per-view, and we drove by the stadium, and then I turned the TV on in my hotel, Seabass, and there was a game on. I was like, oh, where are they playing today? It was a home game. There was a game going on when I drove by, and you couldn't even tell because nobody cared. But now, I mean, this could be out of control today. Your take?
I'm not interested in this game. The Central of the American League really does nothing for me. I just can't get into them. However, that being said, Kansas City Royals are a fun team to watch lately, and going up against the big-time Yankees to knock them out would be awesome. I think a lot of people would love to see that. You know, everybody talks Yankees payroll, blah, blah, blah. I think that's going to be a fun game to watch in Kansas City as well. You can keep Detroit and Cleveland. It's not rocking for me.
You don't like 0-0 games into the ninth inning too much?
No, I don't.
Jared says they're already out tailgating early this morning. I mean, it's going to be a great day, DG, in Detroit. And this is also a city that now they fixed the downtown. That's where the new, the Tiger Stadium is where the Lions Dome is. This is a city that 15, 20 years ago was an absolute dump. And now they've got these teams that are getting it going back in the same direction. Today's a big one.
Yeah, Detroit, the Motor City, will be absolutely electric today. Unfortunately, their bats suck right now on both sides, and so it's going to be a dogfight. It's going to be a pitcher's duel, but that Yankees and Royals game will be awesome. It just depends on Smith and Lugo, whichever one is better today. I think really can help their team will them a win because of both sides, their bats will be pretty good.
Yeah, and Raphael, the books are clearly showing us that they think this game is smack dab even across the board. What do you think from a numbers perspective?
Yeah, American League, both games are right pretty much even. But the Cleveland-Detroit game, put this on True TV. I'd rather watch Big Bang Theory reruns on TBS than watch this game. This is going to be a 2-1, 3-0 type of game. I don't want to watch that, but boy, I cannot wait to watch the Yankees and Royals game. That's going to be a fantastic. And you know who I'm rooting for.
Oh, we know. By the way, it kind of has that March Madness feel too. When you're looking for the game, you're like, "Where? Oh, yeah, it is over on."
You're like,
True
what channel
TV.
is True TV? I don't know what channel this is. Also,
Channel
side note, real quick.
341.
Oh, yeah, sorry, no. The Guardians Tigers, the previous game, it was the 7th inning, and the live total was 1.5.
1.5.
That's crazy. And the overall total was, I think, 6 because we played it that. It was 6. I've never seen a 6.
Yeah.
At least,
Literally, I was sitting with Randall Mims watching it, and he goes, "Oh, I'm betting this all day long," and then dude did a 3-run bomb.
Boom, boom, and boom. All right, Roger says Kansas City, Detroit are both going to be extra pumped, as are we. Coming up in about 11 minutes, we will have our look ahead for college football, as we always do on Wednesday, and also the whip around as well. But a lot of you, and we have a huge live number today, you come here for this because a lot of you get out of bed in the morning and you may be upset. You may just want to rant against something or someone. We get to do it every single Wednesday. AB, start us off.
We saw a head coach in the NFL get fired yesterday, Robert Saleh with the Jets. And look, I'm not taking his back, but I'm also going to help him out a little bit and have his back. These NFL teams, they put these coaches in awful positions and expect just the world to change and get to have zero say in what the roster looks like, what the team looks like. Mike Vrabel is literally gone from Tennessee because he had a general manager in John Robinson who was insane and terrible. And all Vrabel said was, "I'd like to have some input on the roster." And they got rid of him and got rid of the GM. Robert Saleh, he had 6 different starting quarterbacks. One of them was Zach Wilson, who's smaller than me. Like, what do you want the guy to do? So teams, like, I get it. The NFL stands not for long. But, dude, got to go a little longer than this.
A little longer than week freaking 5. AB, well done. Raphael, big boy, you're up.
I thought the NFL stand for the No Fun League, but I guess there's 2 meetings on it. My rant, I know you're watching. He always watches the show. He's a big fan of the show. Elon Musk. I know you sent me an email when the article right behind me, Popular Mechanics, when I put odds up for the first company that was going to land on Mars for the movie The Martian. Had great conversations with SpaceX and their executives. Thought you were a really cool guy. You had done great donations. You had SpaceX that was going to move and change the world. And then you went crazy. You want to bet $5 to $10 million on a presidential election? I have to move numbers the whole week of the presidential election. Do it now if you're going to do it. Then you go crazy, buy Twitter, X, what do you want to call it? That company's going to the banks. Where's the guy that I know when I was doing stuff for The Martian, the movie, and Popular Mechanics? I want to know that guy again because I don't like this guy. And I know you're watching, Elon. You're a big fan. Don't forget to watch PTT.
Did you just say Martian the movie? Is that what you just said?
Yeah, movie The Martian.
Oh,
with Matt Damon.
I understand.
I was supposed to get a credit. Never got my credit either. That's another rant.
Oh, our rant bingo card. I did. AB.
You gotta get the funds up, Elon.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Don't make my
Oh,
man
kid.
mad over here.
All right. So we go from owners to the owner of Twitter to DG. What do you got today?
All right, so everybody knows Halloween is obviously coming up, and it's right here. What is Halloween about? It's about your kids, dressing up and going door to door, and you get your candy. Be better, people. Some of you want to give out the little mini bars. I don't expect anything to come out. I don't need the full size guy. I don't need that. But the mini guys, and then you want to give me one? Okay, I'm not going. But you know what? My kids are, and I expect my kids to bring back some loot. So I need you to go ahead and grab your little hand in there in your bowl and then put it in my kids' sack, whatever they're holding, and give us a little bit more. Don't be stingy. You don't have 1,000 people ready to come in. I promise you. So what do? We give this 2 thumbs up for my rant? You're welcome.
Oh, my God. By the way, almost every town has 5:30 for trick or treat, and AB, he's that guy that shows up at 6:30 with the kids when it's all over, and they're like, "Oh yeah, here's the whole bag. You're the last one to show up. The light's not even on anymore," and he's showing up with his 2 little, "Daddy, can we leave already?" It's
Yeah,
time."
no, he showed up to the mailbox with an Easton Drop 3 ready to take it to town. And also, shout out to the people who leave the bucket out there. All right, we just go ahead and dump that thing in the kids' pillowcase. And if you give out those little orange and black things, I don't even know what they're called. I don't know why they've lasted this long. They're horrific. It's a felony to even give those out. Those are terrible. Throw those away.
The little boxes of raisins.
The rant.
Yeah, here's some toothpaste.
The rant within the rant. All right, Seabass, you're up.
Okay, so first, big shout out to the nurses and doctors at the Inova Fairfax Hospital where our son was delivered last week. However, that being said, I need you guys to get a schedule together because after the baby's born, you stick us in this room and you tell us, oh, you guys get your rest, get some sleep, blah, blah, blah. But you send a nurse in there every 5 minutes to ask for something. Check this, check that. Do you have a pediatrician? Fill out this form. Can I just get a folder when I check in and say, hey, by the time you check out, fill all this shit out, and then we'll be done. I can't get any rest if you're coming in the room every 5 minutes to ask me a question. Get it all together, hand me a packet, and you'll get it back when I check out.
Says a father that hasn't slept in 9 days.
I'm telling you.
All right. And my rant is this. If the NFL is all about entertainment, then we've got to fix this. We're talking about Drake May today. We're talking about Jacoby Brissett. We're talking about Deshaun Watson, and we can't get a quarterback to replace him because we can't afford it. At some point, we need to understand this. And guess what, NFL? You make your own rules. You can do whatever you want to do. It's got to be the quarterback over here and everybody else over here because a team should not be hamstrung or not be able to compete because their quarterback absolutely isn't as good as we thought they were going to be. So I am pitching that the NFL does the quarterback salary completely separate from the salary cap. And then all of a sudden, you can actually put a team together that can be pretty good. Because right now, you've got the haves and you've got the have-nots. And there's a lot more have-nots than there are haves. And yes, I know I just completely frustrated and confused Soupy with that reference, but that's just the way it goes. This has got to stop with these $50 million a year Jordan Loves and Tuas. Stop it. Let's be better. All right. That was a really good Rant Wednesday. I don't know, but apparently Elon has just canceled our show on Twitter, so thank you for that, Raphael. I had a feeling that might be coming.
So he is watching.
Hey, yeah, his people are watching. So we could be on IG, we could be on YouTube, but not on the X. Why, Coach? What happened, Raphael?
Didn't get his film credit.
Yeah.
Didn't get my film credit. Yeah.
It's still to come here on DTL. Having a great time. Great time on a Wednesday morning. We still have to look ahead to college football, and we've got the whip around. It's DTL live on Stadium on a Rant Wednesday. We continue on here on our YouTube page. And AB, we're going to be all over NHL this year. But I was thinking last night, as Utah had their very first home game for their new hockey club, the place was rocking. The place was sold out. Why hasn't this particular sport here in the United States, it's great locally, they get great local coverage, and then the playoffs. But the regular season has never really caught on. Why do you think that is?
A lot of kids don't play hockey. And that's really where you're going to see the NHL try to make a difference. Look, I live in Nashville, the market. No one knew hockey when the Predators came here. They came the same year as the Tennessee Titans, okay? And what they did, and they still continue to do, is they have built kids' youth league rinks around the city. 3 of them, all right? And built leagues, pay for it, because you get that next generation that plays hockey, and then they watch hockey. That's what the league is focused on doing. Watch Utah. They'll do the same thing. It absolutely has worked big time.
It feels like, Seabass, that's exactly what every local market needs to do.
They should. It's very similar to, I would say, soccer in this country. They changed the rules 3-4 years ago. Maybe it was 5. My timeline's screwed up. But, because the scoring was down, and you find a lot of people that they're not interested if we're not scoring goals, right? If there's not points going up on the board, it's not as exciting. So they changed some of those rules a little bit in the NHL. We've seen some more scoring. I think we've seen the popularity grow a little bit, but also, I mean, it's a cold weather sport. You get, where the Mason-Dixon line is, where we call the actual South. It's hot. There's no ice down there. They don't see that. They don't know what it is.
Yeah, Nate says Mike Madonna did the same thing in Dallas, DG.
Yeah, you're going to have a little bit of marketing here to be able to get outside your little box. Like, you can make it as cool as you want from your local flavor, but you have to market your guys outside and figure out how you can be cool to other people outside your city. And so that's the biggest thing with hockey to me. I enjoy watching playoff hockey. Going to a game is incredible, but just watching on TV for the regular fans, I don't think it's there yet. They need to figure out a way to connect the audience with the players.
That is the word that I had in my mind, the marketing of this sport. For some reason, it's been a miss, but locally, they like it. We are back on Stadium in 5 seconds. Okay, we are back, DTL, on a glorious Rant Wednesday on Stadium and on YouTube. And before we get to the whip around, on Wednesday, we always try to beat the number. We have several plays in college football. We don't have a day without football until the end of November. So, AB, we'll start with just 3 or 4 minutes. And, of course, tomorrow and then Football Friday, we'll get way more into it. But there is a big-time matchup. In fact, a lot of big-time matchups this week. And you have made an unbelievable graphic. And that Ohio State-Oregon game, that's going to have big-time repercussions. I don't think on who gets into the playoffs, but who potentially could be the number 1 seed.
It is. And take a look. I mean, we've got the number 1 team playing right below it, right? So you got 1, 2, 3 all playing ranked teams, and now inter-conference rival teams as well. That Ohio State, Oregon, I cannot wait to see it, because it's the same thing. People say, oh, Ohio State, they don't play anybody. They don't play anybody till they do, and they whoop up on somebody. I can't wait to see it. Oregon's been playing a pretty tough schedule. That's going to be a fun game. I'm ready to ride points in that one.
Oh, it does feel like we can see a lot of points, DG. And Oregon last week and Ohio State, they had what I would call a workman-like performance, and you can excuse them against Iowa and then whoever Oregon was playing, but it was almost like the same performance because they knew this week was coming.
Yeah, those are your lunch pail games where you have to not look too far ahead of that game looking to this next week. And this could be the game of the year. We last week we had Alabama and Georgia, and it ended up living up to expectations finally. But I'm curious how this Ohio State and Oregon matchup looks like. Usually both these teams don't really play a lot of people during the regular season until now. So I'm curious what this looks like.
Yeah, me too. Now, our guy, the Z-Man, part of the crew, he will have his show at ESPN Radio, Raphael, and that middle game right there. He'll be at Texas, Oklahoma.
Oh, nice.
And the big, yeah, it'll be great. But the big question is, should Texas at some point go away from Archie Manning? They're the number 1 team in the country, and they've said all along, it's not his job. It's not his job. It's not his job. Now we're getting into October. Should it be his job?
No, Archie said he doesn't want that job either. He should be to Urs. But this is finally, I'm glad Texas and Oklahoma is in SEC because they moved the time. Normally, this game is the early game, and you don't get to get the
Yep.
excitement. It's the 12 o'clock game. It's a 3:30 game. Finally, thank you. But I'm really looking at that total, 50.5. It's the lowest total in the Red Rivalry. Oh, we're not supposed to call it that. The lowest total in 10 years in this matchup, 50.5. That one seems very, very interesting. So I'm going to see what this total does if it moves downward or upward. But that 50.5 is a low total for this massive, massive rivalry.
That's such a great point you just made. It's always an 11 a.m. local start every single year right after game day. There's no time in between. Now that it's an SEC matchup, it's different, Seabass. Which one of these three kind of has your juices flowing a little bit?
Since it's an SEC matchup now, that's why they get that later time, because everybody loves the SEC. It's because it's the greatest conference out there. Oh, that's just my weekly SEC rant for you guys. I actually like the top game. That Ohio State Oregon game. I think whoever is the home team, right? Had this been Ohio State, I think I would like them better in this game. But it's in Oregon. I think I kind of like Oregon to beat Ohio State outright in that. But let's look at that LSU Ole Miss game. 63.5. I think we could see that, but I'm actually thinking we might see some unexpected defense in this game, and I'm looking at an under in that game.
Wow. Absolutely. Seabass is swearing earlier in the show, and he's swearing right now. He just said under, live on DTL in my presence. What are we doing, AB? What are we doing?
Well, look, hey, we've gone banana land. That's what we've done. No, I'm kidding.
Spell Dog says, rest in peace to the 11 a.m. kickoff. You're damn right. We better never see it again.
The Jefferson Pilot game.
Oh, always. Raphael, go.
Yeah, but the fair outside of that Cotton Bowl are really upset because they like the game being early, so then everyone comes out and they hang out at the fair and buy all the stuff at the fair. So the fair is really upset that they moved the time.
I feel like you'd be that fair guy. And AB, go.
LSU and Ole Miss. It's going to be a great game. You want to talk about some cooking and some tailgating. Ole Miss and LSU know what the hell they're doing in regards to that. That is good. I've been to that game before at both spots, Vaught Hemingway and Tiger Stadium. It is an elite experience.
I'm already thinking, 2-3 years down the road when DTL is the #1 show in America, Seabass on site doing his thing at Ole Miss and LSU or at Texas and Oklahoma.
Smoking a full alligator.
You're
Smoked alligator, it's amazing. Smoked alligator is so good.
It's so good. If you've never had alligator, oh my God. Right now, Charles just set up in the seat. Yeah, it's that good. It is that good. All right, we got plenty more college football coming up tomorrow and on Friday. But right now, if you weren't here at the top of the show, and our live number is amazing, so a lot of you were not, never fear, we got you covered. A little something we like to call the whip around. This is where we do every single play 10 seconds or less, one nugget, and it's not from McDonald's. So, AB, focus. Give it to me first.
Alligator tail nuggets. That's what we need. Phillies, Mets, both teams score 3+ runs. Guardians, Tigers, and the Yankees, Royals, 2 home runs in each game. And then this weekend, Stanford, Notre Dame over 45.5. Florida, Tennessee, first quarter over 12.5. Let's go.
Let's go, DG.
Yeah, we're going to go George Kittle over 47.5 receiving yards at -113. Seattle allows the 5th most yards to the tight end position. Then we go to that New Mexico State, Jacksonville State. Both teams to score in the first quarter at +155. Jacksonville State is great on offense, sucks on defense. A little stay on your toes. My favorite play on this board, Seabass took it from me first. I like that first half over 20.5.
Oh, a little validation, Seabass. Let's come right over to you.
I'll take the validation from a guy who's hit like 38 bets in a row, so that's good for me. Jacksonville State, first half team total over 20.5. Great offense there, playing against a defense that gives up a lot of points. And then the Canucks, NHL tonight, their home opener. Big favorite on the money line. So look at it on the 3-way to win in regulation. Better odds.
Boom and boom. Raphael, my numbers guy, talk to me.
Give me the Royals money line, even money. There's a +103 out there, so shop around. Give me the Royals team total, alternate over 4.5, +155. And Jacksonville State team total over 38.5. They scored 60+ on the road to Kennesaw State They are the Owls, if no one knew that. Minus 120.
All right, and that is every single play from every single guy. Now, we're going to start ending the show in this way. Raphael has so many different little numbers that he loves to send to us, and we're going to give you one at the end of every single show. And Raphael, you've got a number that shocked me when it comes to Aaron Rodgers and Zach Wilson. Give it to me. What's this?
Yeah. This one kind of blew me away. I was standing up. I had to sit down. I thought my pacemaker was going to blow up. He had scored exactly 93 points in weeks 1 through 5 to start both 2023 and 2024. When was the last time you could put Zach Wilson and Aaron Rodgers with the same stats together? It still blows me away. I'm having chest pains just thinking about it.
AB, well done on the graphic, first of all. Second of all, Raphael, this is something that would have blown my mind if you would have told me this, because everybody loves to rail on Zach Wilson. Maybe we need to, dare I say it, pump the brakes?
Pump the brakes.
DJ, your thoughts on this graphic right here?
It shocks me. I don't even know where Zach Wilson is. I called him Williams anyway, so I don't know where Zach Wilson is these days. So, yeah, this is shocking.
I think he's in Denver, I think. I don't know. Seabass,
Yes.
15 seconds.
I've been saying this for years. Aaron Rodgers, good quarterback, but I don't know that he's as great as everyone would like to make him out to be. He's a selfish guy. I don't like him. So I love this.
Hey, stop it. He went to Egypt. And stop it. He's not selfish. He went to Egypt. All right, AB, bring us home.
This is what you get when you have Nathaniel Hackett as an offensive coordinator. All right. Peyton Manning is the reason that guy's even in the league.
Who came over from Denver, where Zach Wilson is. Quickly, what is the Howie Schwab crew play of the day?
They have gone with the Phillies and Mets over 7.5. That's the one. Riding some runs to date.
And that is game number 2. Gentlemen, well freaking done today. So much content, and we got it all in. Now it's time for you to go out into the world and understand this. There's only one thing left to do, and I believe you all know what that is. You've got your marching orders. Let's take all of these all of them straight to the pay window. My Tiger Lobo, my man Raphael, DG, Seabass, congratulations one more time. AB, producer man, enjoy your vacation. We don't need you. We grind for you so we can win with you. It's truly what we're all about, even on a Rant Wednesday, live, right here on Stadium. Good luck.